What if your bicycle could do much more than simply take you from one place to another? What if it could actually pull a compact mobile home behind you, giving you a place to sleep, store your gear, and explore the outdoors without needing a traditional RV? The vehicle you're looking at takes that idea to an entirely different level. It appears to be a futuristic electric bicycle camper concept, designed around the idea of combining personal mobility with a surprisingly compact living space. At first glance, the most eye-catching feature is the unusual three-wheel layout. Instead of a normal bicycle carrying a small trailer, the rear section has been transformed into a rigid camper body. The rider sits at the front on an electric assist-style bicycle, while the camper structure extends behind and around the rear wheels. This gives the vehicle a distinctive appearance that looks somewhere between an adventure bike, a tiny caravan, and a miniature motorhome. The camper body itself is remarkably tall compared with the bicycle underneath it. The bright white exterior gives it a clean, modern appearance, while the large number of windows suggests that the designers wanted the interior to feel less like a cramped trailer and more like a tiny room. On the side, we can see several windows positioned at different heights, which could provide natural light and ventilation depending on how the final design is equipped. There is also a dedicated side entrance with a proper camper-style door. That small detail is important because it suggests that the interior is intended to be accessed like a real micro RV rather than simply being a storage box attached to a bicycle. Look toward the upper section and you'll notice another interesting feature. The roof has been used for additional equipment and storage. There appears to be a roof rack carrying a large storage box and other outdoor gear. For an adventure-focused vehicle, this kind of external storage could be extremely useful for carrying camping equipment, clothing, tools, or other supplies without taking up valuable interior space. The front section is equally interesting. The bicycle uses a substantial frame and wide tires, while the rider appears to have access to electric assist components. However, because this image does not provide verified technical specifications, we shouldn't assume an exact motor power, battery capacity, range, maximum speed, or carrying capacity. Those numbers would depend entirely on the actual manufacturer and configuration. What we can clearly understand from the design is the philosophy behind it: maximum functionality and minimum space. Inside a camper this compact, every centimeter would have to be carefully planned. A practical layout could potentially include a compact sleeping area, small storage compartments, foldable furniture, and perhaps a basic cooking or utility station. Foldable components would be especially important because they can transform the same area from a sitting space during the day into a sleeping space at night. And that is where this concept becomes especially interesting for adventure travelers. Imagine riding along a scenic coastal road, stopping at a quiet viewpoint, and having your own compact shelter already with you. There is no need for a large tow vehicle or a conventional motorhome. The entire concept is focused on lightweight travel and mobility. Of course, there are also major practical questions. A camper of this size would place significant demands on the bicycle and its drivetrain. Weight, stability, braking, battery performance, road regulations, weather protection, and charging would all be critical factors. Real-world versions would also need to meet the safety and legal requirements of whichever country they are used in. But visually, this concept shows just how far the idea of a tiny home on wheels can be pushed. It combines the freedom of cycling with many of the features people normally associate with camping trailers. So, would you actually travel in a bicycle-powered mini-camper like this? Would you choose it for a weekend adventure, a long-distance journey, or simply use it as an unusual way to explore scenic roads? One thing is certain. This kind of design challenges our traditional idea of what an RV needs to look like. Instead of a huge vehicle, you get a compact adventure machine that focuses on portability, simplicity, and the freedom to go wherever the road leads. And if concepts like this continue to evolve, the future of camping could become much smaller, smarter, and far more mobile.